Have you seen the movie The Hangover? If not, you're witnessing it right now. I'm Machine Gun Kelly, Hustle Simmons. We're amongst Hustle City residents right now.
We're in here.
Shut the fuck up.
So congratulations, my man. The album is in stores right now.
Yeah.
How was the did you do a party? Did you do a party at home?
Yeah. Actually, you know, I didn't do the New York, LA thing like everyone else does. The week the album comes out, I actually went back home. So,
okay. Reception was crazy?
Yeah. You know, sold out in store at Best Buy, 800 kids, and House of Blues show, real intimate, almost like we did like an unplugged type thing.
Oh, nice.
So like, you know, like chairs and.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
You know, it was it.
Did you have a stage at this show?
Yeah, yes.
You did?
The House of Blues did provide a stage.
I don't want to get crazy into the situation that happened at the Microsoft store, but as a DJ,
mm-hmm.
I'll do it from my perspective. If I walked in to DJ at an event like that and didn't have anywhere to set up, I'd use a table too.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
All day.
I mean, if you perform, you get a stage.
Tables over everything.
I mean, it's Machine Gun Kelly, yo. Can you get him a stage?
That's what I keep saying, man. I'm just like, my name sounds crazy, my single sounds crazy, my rapping sounds crazy, all my other performances look crazy.
There's no
what
question
did you
about
think
that.
was gonna happen? Like, regardless of the fact that I didn't break anything, like, what did you know, like, I can't believe you didn't like thank me for that being it. Like, thank you for just hopping up on the table.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not on YouTube and checking out some of your shows.
Worse.
That's what I'm saying. I think name selection is very important for a lot of artists. And do you find any resistance anywhere because of the name you have, as far as trying to get in, booking shows at clubs and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, well, then I found it just based off the reputation. Like, some people will not let me perform on school property just because of
the name.
Yeah, well, just because of like what the reputation is. Like, I'll be like, what do we do? And they'll be like, I heard that you ate a bat's head, and I'm like, are you sure that's not Ozzy Osbourne and not Machine Gun Kelly? And they're like, nah, it's 100% you. Can't perform here. Like, people just make up random things, like, you know.
But I think, I mean, you've been fighting against the odds pretty much your whole career, right? I mean, with the underground, and I think you've won over two big, huge audiences that are tough for anybody to win over. The Apollo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Rucker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Thank you for recognizing that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I put a lot of, as a DJ and as a fan of, the culture that we're in.
Yeah, you're from the East Coast, so already know what it is.
Yeah, I put a lot of weight in both of those. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Rucker be quick to boo somebody.
100%.
And the Apollo.
100%.
Now, when you were doing the Apollo, did you ever get nervous like the Sandman was about to come out?
Yeah, I got booed when I walked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once you did your thing.
Turn it around.
Different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations
on that. But I
won
it twice. Won it twice and placed once, won it twice, and did place the fourth.
What was the feeling like when your first time going to the Apollo to perform? I mean, like inside your own head.
I was like, I think I was about ready to quit. I think it was, if we didn't win that, I was gonna quit rap.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever talked about like not winning it. I guess it's the first time I ever talked about it. Because I remember like. That was when everything was really down and out, and I was like, if this really doesn't work, I really need to stick with the job and like make something happen for my family. Because I was right when I was having a kid too, so I was like, if this doesn't work out, it's a sign from God. Like, you don't got it.
It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, though.
Yeah, I mean, the life was putting that pressure on me though anyway. Because at that time, me and my friend were sharing an apartment. I mean, it wasn't really going up from there. It was pretty much going downhill. We ended up getting kicked out of the apartment anyway.
No way, you?
Oh, yo, you know what's crazy? We had this one old lady neighbor that was right across the hall from us. So annoying, man. Every day she would come out that we would see her. She would go like this. She would say, "Hey, like, I want you, like, I don't see you guys having fun. I want you to make some more noise, make some more racket. Liven things up around here." We'd make more noise and more racket.
Yeah.
And she would call and complain and call and complain and call and complain. I swear to God, I got like 8 complaints from her in the span of 3 days. And like the people were just like, yo, what are you doing? I'm sitting here like, when I saw this lady, every time I wanted to just choke her. Like,
well, Kel, that sounds like the classic setup, if you ask me. Yeah, bang, break some windows.
Yo, I hate that lady, man. Oh, I hate that lady.
She was trying to get him on.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a setup. Yeah, go crazy. Don't worry about it. And then bam.
If I'm a neighbor, I'm like, yo, man, if you go crazy, I'm gonna come to your door with this bat and beat one of you senseless. So shut up.
So you were talking about how important the Apollo was as far as you moving forward into the career that you're in now. Yeah. When you were going and scrolling through your head as far as, man, I got to take care of this, I got to take care of that, I might have to get a real job. What is it that crossed your mind as far, I mean, did you ever like put a real thought process in like, okay, the rap's not going to work, what do I really want to do?
I wanted to be a boxer for a while, which sounds weird. But I wanted to be a boxer before I really wanted to, like when I was contemplating rapping and boxing, when I was in like my fantasy world in high school, which was like, I can be whatever I want.
Yeah, of course. That's what they teach us at least.
Rapping and boxing. Obviously boxing was not the one.
That'd be a pretty interesting back and forth though.
Yeah, but it's still cool because even in the rapping career, I get to box.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I got fair share of spars.
It'd be cool though. I mean, if you ever did decide to go into the boxing, you could have like a knockout rap.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be pretty ill.
I think it'd be badass. I've never seen anybody do that.
So let's talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards, man. There's a lot of video flying around, and you were kind of close.
What you don't see is the video of me flying around at the BET Hip Hop Awards, which
we just saw.
What you just saw, actually, you just saw.
I'm talking about like the behind the scenes. You were witness to the whole G Unit. I don't want to say MMG because it was just gunplay.
Yeah.
What went down on that situation that we didn't see in the 1 minute video clip that's been floating around, man? Yeah, what was your take on it?
Well, we were just right next to the trailer we were having it. I just looked over and just seen gunplay getting it in and 50 Cent grinning and looking like a villain. that was the one memory I had. Was 50 Cent was like laughing and looking like a straight up just like a Batman character.
In your opinion, I mean, I know it was like what 5, 6, 7 on one.
Yeah, I thought gunplay was a G about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, what is anyone gonna do when 5 or 6 people come up to you? Most people would run. You know, he didn't run. He was like whatever.
Well, I think in that situation, man, the way I was brought up and a lot of the kids I hang out with, man, I mean, if it's in that situation and you don't have a chance to get away from it, then you just gotta do it, man. You gotta pick one.
He did. He picked one. I don't know who that one was, but he picked one.
Yeah, he got him pretty good on it.
Both sides. So I'm like, I was like a kid in high school. I was like, oh, you know, no guns came out. None of the bad stuff happened. So it was a genuine fight. So like, you know, fights are always fun, man. Fights are hilarious.
Was there anyone there that was with gunplay that looked like they were going to try to help him, and then they were sort of like,
No. It was actually, I think he just pieced out to his boy. That was what, because I was about to go say what's up to gunplay right at that moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm about to go, but you know, I'm about to go say what's up right at that second. I think like this man just dipped out and he just turned around and was like, oh no.
That's crazy. Shout out gunplay though, man. He definitely held it down from what I saw in the video.
50 and Puff even had some words, which was funny.
That night?
Not like right before that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened there?
No.
Yeah, just had a couple words. I feel you. So let's talk a little bit about the album, which is in stores right now that we want everyone to go get. Mm-hmm. There's one record you put out prior to the album. When I first heard it, I was sort of like, this is an interesting combination. And I mean, I listened to it as I do with every record as a DJ with an open mind. When you put out the record with Esther Dean,
okay.
At first I was like, wow, this is an interesting collabo. And at first, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't my favorite song.
At first, it wasn't my favorite song.
But then it grew on me, man.
And then it grew on me, too. I mean, it grew on me during the writing process after I redid it 3 times. And I was like, come on. And then by the 3rd time, I was just so angry that I just wrote about my anger in the 2nd verse. And that's why when you hear me rip that page out, when I'm like everything that I write is played out, like, what is this? Tear the whole page out. That was really me ripping the page out from all the old raps that, you know. That was one song the label was involved with.
That was involved with?
That was the only song the label was
So talk a little bit about that, because, you know, like I said earlier, we have a lot of, you know, aspiring artists that tune into the show faithfully every Sunday. Yeah. We have a big hip-hop movement here in Boston. So, like, explain that exactly. When you say that's the only song the label was really involved in, like, what do you mean by that? Like,
so I mean that basically I had good enough management and good enough fan base that makes me look good enough to where the label kind of sat back and took the back burner on this whole entire album, even from the cover art to the inside to me putting the lyrics in the actual book, like old school CDs used to have. Like they pretty much they were pretty much like, yo, go ahead and do your thing. So I mean, really, if this fails, then I'm gonna have to go back to doing their thing. Which I hadn't had to do yet, but you know the one thing they stepped in was the Invincible thing, and that was one thing I was like, you know, like.
Were you resistant on that or hesitant?
I was. I was 100% resistant.
Yeah.
And,
No, keep it real. Well, I mean, it's your body of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just was never used to anyone pitching me like a canvas with something already painted on it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, why would I add my paint stroke to that somebody already's painted on it?
Yeah.
And
well, from a DJ point of view, I guess I could do it like if I was playing at a club and the club owner or promoter was like, hey, at 12:15 I want you to play this song, and at 12:45 play this one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yo, dude.
Be like, hey, man, like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. And so, you know, I have such a very, like, underground mentality that it took some months, man. It was a rough process. Yeah, it was a rough process. Like, you know, but it was great because we ended up, like, all the stress and stuff ended up making the story and making the song hot. And it's funny, we all look back on it and, you know, we laugh at it. And we went to it was a rough process with that one.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's actually, you know, it's become one of my favorites to perform now too. So
really, nice. I was thinking along the lines of you having so much control that you have for your first album. I mean, that's kind of rare in the business.
Oh, huge. This is a really rare thing. Even if you look at the executive producers, it's me and Puff.
Yeah. So that must mean a lot to you.
I don't never hear anybody executive producing their own album.
No, not nowadays.
Nah.
Not nowadays.
We had I'm thinking about it, man, we had a lot of freedom with this album, dog. We put a lot of songs on there that the label probably is like, I don't get this.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what works, though. I mean, that's what brought you to the label. Works. No, it'll work, man. Everyone in Boston's going to go ahead and go out and support that album. Yeah. So the record with Jeezy, I like. Who else is on the album?
DMX, Bun B, Tech Nine, Twista, MGK in one song.
Oh, that's nice.
Lil Jon, and a couple other underground artists.
Like who?
We got
some cats from your way.
Yeah. Actually, one of my best friends is on the joint with me and Bun B.
Okay.
His name's Debo. We got a singer-songwriter who wrote like a beautiful song, and they ended up letting her voice stay on the song, and you know it sounds really good. Her name's Anna Yvette. A guy named Fitz from Cleveland, and we did the stereo song together. It's a good mix of music, man, because you know there's definitely some universally sounding hooks, but then there's like the really dark stuff and the really, you know, I opened the album with a metal group.
Oh, nice.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Nice. So how do you think the reception is going to be for the hardcore day one MGK fans?
All the way good, because it doesn't differentiate from the mixtapes.
Okay.
So I think the last project I did, actually not the last one, but I had this one project called the Rage Pack that kind of like went a little left, and I kind of like saw it. I mean, I don't really care. I don't regret it at all, because all our performances are based off those songs, off that project.
Okay.
And that's where like the songs like Wild Boy and stuff came from. We just have to carry them over, but.
It seems like it's a tough transition for a lot of artists to go from like having the banging mixtapes. I mean, an example, some of your label mates, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they put their mixtape out.
No, even Wiz, man.
Yeah.
You know, Wiz had those crazy mixtapes.
Yeah.
And his album came out, even he was like, all right, you're right, I want a little pop. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't do that at all. So like what you're gonna hear, even the most poppy song on there was we actually took from an older project, because we took 2 songs from an older project, and the poppy song was like that was before I was unsigned. You know what I'm saying? So. Like, you're just gonna get her real gritty, hungry MGK. I wrote the album over the course of 2 years, and I just kept the good songs that I was like, this is a big song. I just kept them in the closet, and I just broke them out when it was time to put it together.
Nice. So how important was it for you to put some hometown cats on the album?
I mean, that's always important. I really regretted not having Bone Thugs on there. We wanted them on the song with me, Tech Nine and Twista, but then we were like, it's just not right. And we didn't want to like release. We wanted to give so many people to be excited about.
Yeah.
You know, because the Tech Nine and Twista thing was obviously a big thing, just because the fast spitter type thing. But you know, if we would have did the Bone Thugs thing, I don't know what I would have surprised people with next project.
How about some of the indie artists that you work with? I mean, did you feel like definitely these guys need to get on there? I need to rep for my hometown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we rep for the hometown by going to the hometown the day of release. I've never seen that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people, like you said, people do it in the major cities.
LA.
Yeah, exactly. Not too many people do it if they're from a city that's a little bit smaller.
Yep.
All right, man. What's the Twitter?
At Machine Gun Kelly.
Lace up.
Lace the bleed up.
It's your man DJ Hustle Simmons. It's at DJ Hustle Simmons on Twitter.
Cheer.
MGK's album is in stores right now.
Cheer.
You're always welcome right here at the Launchpad,
Thank
my
you.
friend. And
Please,
thanks for giving us some dirt on the BET Hip Hop Awards as well, man.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Yes, sir.